Hello, everyone. Joe Gentili from Saraf Gentili LLP. So the August 2023 visa bulletin just came out recently, and there has been a lot of discussion about it, in large part because of some very kind of scary retrogressions that are listed there. So the one that's gotten the most attention is the EB1 category for people from India, shows a 10 plus year retrogression in that category. Now most people don't think that it's actually going to be a 10-year plus delay. It should be much shorter, but it's still going to be pretty significant. So this was a pretty good juncture, I think, to reiterate some thoughts that I have around visa retrogression and mandamus lawsuits and how to strategize around retrogression. So here's the basic scenario. Mandamus lawsuits can only really help you if there's a visa available, if you're current. If your visa retrogresses before you get a decision, a mandamus lawsuit is not going to help in that scenario. It's just, if there's not a visa available, then that's pretty much it. So the name of the game with mandamus lawsuits and retrogression is to try to use the mandamus lawsuit to get a decision before a retrogression would happen. That's the name of the game with it. And what I see people do a lot of times is they kind of have a wait and see approach for completely understandable reasons. They're not thrilled about filing a lawsuit against the government, mandamus lawsuit. They're worried about retaliation, which almost never happens, and they don't want to spend the money to file the lawsuit if they don't have to. So they take a wait and see approach. Yes, there's a concern that maybe there's going to be retrogression in their category, but maybe not. And if they wait a couple of months, maybe they'll get a decision and they don't have to file the lawsuit. Now, the problem with that is that I think this is one of those scenarios for most people, especially if they can afford to do the lawsuit, where the risk of inaction, of waiting and seeing, outweighs the risk of taking action. So on the one hand, if your attitude is wait and see, because I don't want to risk filing the lawsuit, if there is a retrogression and that waiting and seeing for a couple of months turns out to have you waiting for, let's say, 2 years because there was a retrogression, the downside of that is pretty significant. So for most people, a 2-year retrogression and 2 years of further waiting for a green card could have some really serious financial consequences for them, in addition to a whole host of personal and emotional consequences. So if you're, the difference between having a green card and not, for a lot of people, could be the difference of getting a promotion or not. It could be the difference of feeling confident enough or having the ability to switch jobs or start a business. There's a lot of different ways in which not having that green card can cost you financially. For a skilled worker, those costs will far outweigh what a mandamus lawsuit costs. Now you go to the other side. What's the risk of filing a mandamus lawsuit and it doesn't work out? Let's say you file the lawsuit and you don't get a decision as a result of it for whatever reason. The lawsuit fails, a retrogression happens while the lawsuit's pending. For the overwhelmingly vast majority of people, the mandamus lawsuit not working out means that there's going to be no negative impact on their overall immigration case. They just simply go back to waiting as if they haven't filed the lawsuit. There's really not going to be retaliation because you filed the lawsuit. It's not going to increase the risk of a denial. The big risk is you're going to be out the money, that you'll have paid, $5,000, $6,000 to do a mandamus lawsuit, let's say, and the lawsuit didn't work and you're out the money. That's the risk. That's the biggest risk. So you weigh on the one side, the risk with inaction is the difference between your earnings if you had a green card and you didn't. I venture to guess that for a lot of people, that difference in earnings over a couple of years is going to be a lot bigger than $5,000 or $6,000. And on the other side, the risk for taking action and file the mandamus lawsuit is you're out the filing fee and the attorney's fees. So I think that just as a good risk management, at the very least, if you feel like you've been waiting a long time for a decision, you're worried that retrogression is possible for you, at the very least, vet the case with a litigator to see if you have a viable mandamus lawsuit, what the odds are of success for you, and then make a decision, make an informed decision as to what's best for you and what's best for your family. But I would at least give it serious consideration if you're worried about retrogression. So, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I hope this video is helpful. Thank you. Bye.